Hey, everybody, and welcome to the SEAL Podcast, episode number 258 for January the 24th, 2025. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And on my right by Dave.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us again. I started off the show. Did I make it last week? I think last week I didn't make it, did I?
No,
So
you had work
apologies.
things going on, apparently.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dave and Neil, for covering. Did a stellar job. What was I listening? I was listening to it. What? There was something that made me. I can't remember. There was something that
Something
cracked me
made
up
you
anyway.
laugh, was it?
Yes, unbelievably so. For once.
Yeah. Well, first time for everything and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're all right. We're all right.
Yeah, so far.
Good. Okay. All right. Well,
No visits to the hospital this week, which is good.
No,
We've
well,
done a
that's
whole
good
week.
to hear. That's good to hear. I had a scan this week, actually. I had a scan on my thyroid for whatever reason.
Because you're so fat. They want to know what's going on with your thyroid.
That was it. Well, the funny thing is, one of my symptoms are like I'm always hungry, and I have these, and a few other symptoms or whatever like that. And my doctor was just like, well, it could be something to do with thyroid, so let's get that eliminated. He said, well, do blood work first, and then book your thyroid scan. I'll get the results from your blood work, and if it all looks fine, like you don't need the thyroid scan, I'll give you a call. Well, she never called, so I don't know what that means. But anyway, I went and had my thyroid scan, and I'll wait to see what the results of that are.
It's not that you've just got the munchies all the time because you're fucking popping your gummies.
No, and that's all. You know what? I got to admit, all that's pared back massively. I've been so busy, whatever. That's all pared back. I just like I'll eat and then I'm hungry again. I feel like I'm hungry again. I think it could possibly also be tied into my cholesterol medicine. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had a solid dump for like months, right? I don't know. That's the cholesterol medicine. Anyone else on cholesterol medicine? I told my doctor that, and she's like, "Don't worry about that." I'm like, "Okay, that's easy for you to say." Anyway, health. I was thinking,
tapeworm. See me in the chats. Tapeworm.
Maybe. Who knows, right? God knows. I don't know.
You Canadians get up to all sorts of stuff over there, you know.
Yeah, maybe it's some maybe it's something from some contaminated moose meat I was eating in my igloo.
Well, like, what was the last thing you had? You had fucking rabbits, didn't you?
Rabbits?
You were having rabbits, didn't you? In the garden or something?
I have rabbits in the garden, yeah. I don't eat them.
Well, you know, you might have caught something from them.
I turned 43 and I had just a litany of health problems. Like my tooth went bad. Like last
was this
week.
In the last couple of weeks? Yeah.
This is the last. As soon as I turned turning 43, this year it's just like one thing after the other. My thumb ballooned up because it got infected. Cause I've done a slight cut on it and then it got infected, and it was just like.
You had a tetanus jab recently?
No.
Well, you might have another one now.
No, I'm all right. Just covered it in Savlon and put a plaster on it. But
I cut my finger on the underneath of my washing machine, and I was like, "That's pretty." It was a real quite nasty cut, and I was like, "Yeah." I was
that's a sanitary place under the washing machine.
Yeah, exactly. I was a bit like, phone the doctors about it. I think so. Like, yeah, you better have a tetanus jab if you haven't. I was like, all right then.
Yeah, so it's not. Is it going to get any better, Dave? That's the thing, right?
No. Spoilers, no.
No. I mean generally, just generally, not your thumb.
Right, yeah. Just
all of it.
Declining health for the rest of my yeah. So actually, I don't know if I'm still registered at my doctors. I think they might think I'm dead.
You still go to the gym?
I do. Yes, I went.
Well, you know, you're preventing some things, hopefully, by going to the gym.
Well, hopefully.
It's interesting that you say that, because I mean, one of the things as I'm approaching older age, you know, and you get this and I hang out with people who are in their 60s, right? I do have friends who are in their 60s, and you know, the general consensus is you, as far as I can work out, I mean, it's good that you get towards like your later years, and maybe financially sound is a good thing, but if you don't have the ability to move, like keep yourself mobile and all that, apparently it's miserable, right? So just keep the exercise up, keep walking. Do what you can, folks. Thanks for coming.
I work with, I've known him for years. He's my main colleague. He's 60, but he doesn't look it. He looks like younger than me.
Oh yeah, and somewhat disturbing.
And he's He's healthier than me, probably. He goes running and everything.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
good for you.
Apparently.
Mm.
Wasn't good for me when I tried it.
No, you didn't like it.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't like it. I was getting to enjoy it, and then it just started hurting my head.
Was it the knees or the? Oh, it was your
Yeah.
head. Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't
Yeah.
run since then. Been like 18 months or whatever.
Mm.
I was
Well,
gonna
look,
say, yeah, you did your 5k, didn't
Well, I
you?
didn't get to
I think-
5k. I got the halfway.
Didn't
through.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you got to it and then.
I got to 5,000 fucking, I don't know, pounds in my head. So it was like not nice. But there we go.
All right. Well, that's our health section.
Yeah.
We'll have an update
Do you want to
next
sing
week.
that again? Did you want to sing that again?
Health,
Okay.
health, all about health. All right, let's go
Get a
on to the
copyright
football.
strike for that, will we?
Yeah, where we get sued by the veteran gamers.
Footy. Ooh, do you really want to talk about footy?
Not particularly.
We'll keep it short, shall we? Mr. Kinsit.
He's having a stormer, isn't he?
He had a blinding week last week. He's gone. Oh, he was already top, apparently. Yeah, that's right. It was narrowly top before, but now he's stretched his legs a little bit at the top. He played his bench boost last week, and he got 80 points, which, bearing in mind the average of the whole game was 46, say 80 was pretty good. Lots of scores in the, less than 50s.
Yeah, I mean, I had a stinker on 35, and then I was like, oh, it's bad. But looking above, I mean, loads of people were in the low 30s.
No, I don't know about loads.
Well,
Don't know
quite a
about loads of
few.
people. Yeah, about 3. There's quite
What?
a lot in the 40s and 50s.
Loads. That is, just make me say, oh, Redmond got 29. Lol.
As he had his eye off the ball, I assume, because he was in another country. Because we don't have internet in the UK,
Chris
obviously.
Jackson got 27.
That's a right bad one.
Oh
wasn't
well, Kinsit captain. I think he triple captained Wood. I don't know how
it?
he
No. He captained
that
Wood.
out. Captain
Captain
Wood.
Wood, but he
Captained Wood
bench
because he played a
boosted.
bench boost. So all of his bench points counted.
Yeah, because he had 13 points on the bench,
Yeah.
or just
So-
with.
It worked out
Wow.
nicely, let's put it that way. You want, I don't know, if I play a bench boost, I probably want to get it, I'd like it to be around the 100-point mark, probably, when I play a bench boost. But, I guess, it's all relative. In terms of this week, he had a very good week, whereas lots of people did not. So,
Yeah.
he gained this week, but who knows what's going to happen this week coming. Yeah, Luciano's still second. He did okay, got 56. Lewis was a 51. Joel got 4th on 60 points for the week. Nathan was the first of below averages, 45. Then Christian got 50. My wife, 61. Sam Hockley, I caught up 2 people. Elusive Man's a good run is over for a week at least. He got 37 last week. He's been pumping in the big numbers for the last 5 or 6 weeks, it feels like. I think he might have been top for January. But yeah, it's gone a bit pear-shaped last week, so I'm not sure that's still the case. What was I going to say? I can't find you. Oh, you're 5th from bottom now, Fraser. Overall,
Sweet.
35 points. Come on, pull your socks up.
Shocking. Yeah, well, Savinho, I ended up getting, I was a victim of pep roulette. Savinho didn't play. And then
captained
nobody
him, did
did.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy
And then
wasn't
my
happy because
captain-
he
my
thought he'd picked out Savinho as a differential pick, and then he noticed that you'd captained him. He was like, well, that's it. It's fucked it, hasn't it? Fraser's captained him, he's going to do shit.
It's true. And then
It is so far.
nobody else I had
Yeah.
returned, you know.
Loads of the big
So-
like, popular players did not do well. Mo Salah, Cole Palmer, Mbermo. Yeah, sorry, I said popular ones. Not that he's not a popular person, but in terms of FPL.
He's
what
not
do you
been
call it?
doing very well at all.
Well, yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
that? Who did you say?
Son.
No. I've got a sneaking suspicion he might be coming back online.
Yeah.
He's got some good games coming up.
I
You
may
put
put
him
him
in,
in. I
maybe get a
recommend
captain in.
everyone puts him in.
I recommend if Fraser puts him in, you don't put him in, judging by how things have gone lately. A couple of big price, well, not big price drops, but big players got price drops this morning. Was it? Cole Palmer went down in price. One of the most transferred out players this week.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Harmony.
Playing his former club this weekend. You may have noticed. You know he's bound to score.
He's gonna get a haul. Yeah, actually, they always do, right? Anyone who plays
Not
their former
always.
club scores a goal. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much written in stone.
Mm.
Savini will be
It's
back
the
out.
law.
It's the law. Yeah, so that's probably enough about the main league. We talk about head-to-head league.
Sure.
How did that go last week?
Fuck knows.
Not very
I
well
don't
for
look
you, I'm
anymore.
afraid.
Oh
Well,
my
for me,
god! I lost to. I lost to Mark by 2. Come on.
Yeah, it's a very close week. And you are now 8 points adrift at the bottom of the league. Mr. Moores.
Unreal.
This is
Unreal.
shocking. You have won
It
4
is.
games this year and drawn 1
Right.
and lost
I was thinking about it.
17.
You know what? I don't know. See, I got my subscription to the Premier League TV, right?
Still gone
Towards the
downhill
end
since
of
then.
that. It really has. And I wonder whether I have just sort of, without really realizing it, just making some shocking decisions based on what I think I know, rather than reading the form,
Your
which is what I
stats.
used to. Yeah. So may have to have a
Wow.
reset next season.
Mr. Kinzit's back on top in the head-to-head anyway. 6 points because he's maintained the 6-point gap because everyone else won underneath him, I think. I lost last week. Ugh.
Oh,
Dave,
unlucky.
you won last week because you went up 3 points. So don't know who you beat. Let's have a look. Who did
he
you
beat Chris Jackson,
Chris,
who had the
yeah.
27.
Oh, yeah, the right stinker, didn't he? Who was it? Yeah, Kinzit beat Mr. Arnold. I think he played his wild card last week, Mr. Arnold, didn't he? 45 points. Not a great start. Well, there you go. Such is life. Daisy Reed? No, she lost. Pilch Reed? Oh, yeah, I was giving it to Pilch, wasn't I, last week, and he fucking beat me in the head-to-head. Quite annoying.
Brilliant. That'll learn you.
Yeah, well, it was only giving it because he was giving it the other week on the Discord, but there you go. That's enough football. Big week.
Okay.
Yeah. Double game week coming up. It's week 23 this week, and then week 24 you've got Everton and Liverpool playing 2 games. So maybe you want to get a few Liverpool players in, but they've got 2 away games in their double. One of them's obviously against Everton, and I can't remember who Everton are playing. They've got 2 home games though.
All right. I've
And
stockpiled
David
some
Moyes is
transfers.
back.
Moisey.
And they scored some goals. Did they beat Tottenham? Did they beat Tottenham?
It was a draw, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought they beat them 3-2. I feel like they beat.
I can't remember.
I thought it was a draw
Maybe.
because I was in the pub at the time actually.
I'm going to check.
There's a few new pods
Yeah,
around.
they did win 3-2.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
They
He's
went
right,
3-0 up, didn't they? And they came back to score 2 goals. I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was getting a little bit nervy.
Yeah, Man City have signed 2 or 3 new players, and apparently they'll all be featuring this weekend against Chelsea.
Oh, I better take Savinho out then.
New striker they signed, Marmouche. He's down as a forward in FPL, only 7 mil. I can't see him hoofing out Haaland straight away, to be honest. But
You
who
never
knows?
know.
Who knows?
You need a punt.
They've got one first choice centre back available apparently this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who it is, but they
Kyle
have
Walker off. He's gone.
He's
isn't
gone
he?
to
He's
Milan.
going.
He's gone today. Sent his little message to the Man City faithful on Instagram or whatever. I didn't read it or watch it. So there you go.
All right, good.
Make sure you haven't got any players who've left the Premier League in your squad. Would be a good
that's
start.
a good idea. Yeah. Good. All right, let's move on to listener stuff then. I know we have a couple of things here. If I can just find the show comments here. Right. Okay. We didn't put anything in here, but Paul, just wondering, said if video games, computer games had just been invented in 2025, would it still pique your interest, or would your current ages make you think, nah, computer video games are just for kids?
Difficult to say. Isn't it?
I think
What
if
would
it
I be
started with if it was video games as it started in 1978 or whatever it was with Pong and all that, then no, like I think there'd be a lot better stuff to do.
Yeah, but they just.
But
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
if they just started as they are now, I think so. Maybe.
It's like The Last of Us had just been the first game ever made.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be because it's
Proper blown
2025.
in mind, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure. I think if it was a craze, yeah, the problem is I do realize, even though I'm a gamer dad, like, and I'm a cool dad, right? I mean, I got my decks and I got thing, and I've set up my kids with gaming PCs and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm a cool dad, but I'm also very much aware that I am a dad, and I do dad things, and I say dad things, and I have dad opinions about my children and the shit they do. And I'm sure if they were suddenly spending all their time at a video arcade, pumping in their dollar coins or whatever into the modern day equivalent of Pac-Man, I would be standing there shaking my fist, going, "You're wasting your life."
Well, what
No,
would you
I
have been
won't be
doing all
doing
this
it.
time? You would still be
Who?
curling, maybe.
What say? Playing video games.
Yeah. Probably be a multi-billionaire by now. Bought a social media company. Oh no, hang on, he plays video games. Oh no, he doesn't. He gets people to play video games for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it depends how it was presented to you, right? I mean, it's. I'm interested in neat new things. At the same time, I'm sort of becoming a little bit stuck in my ways. It's an interesting question. What about you, Neil? What do you think?
I honestly haven't. It's difficult to imagine my last however many years without computer games, because I've been playing since 1981-ish. But yeah, I guess I probably would be like would have been doing something else all this time, which I'd probably be carrying on doing whatever that would be. Watching shit on telly, no doubt, like everybody else who doesn't play video games.
It's I'm quite into fads. Yeah. I don't know. Well, to be honest, like my whole life as and my work was. I only got into my work because I was interested in computer games and interested in computers, and I wouldn't have been interested in computers if I didn't have a background in trying to play
What would you be
computer
doing
games
without
on
computers? What would you be doing as a job, Dave? Would you be
Well,
like a fireman or
yeah.
something exciting?
Yeah.
You'd have lived
I'm
your
bummed.
childhood dream of being a spaceman by now. Everyone would be spacemen by now if there was no video games. That's what I've decided.
Do you reckon?
Everyone would just be an astronaut by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul also says he says there's no need to read this one out, which he's
But here we
being
go.
very modest, but there is absolutely every need to read this one out. He says, I've become part of this year's Year of Shame Challenge podcast, season 13. We recorded the first episode a few weeks ago. If you're not familiar with the Year of Shame Challenge, it is where a small group of hardcore gamers tackle their uncompleted games and buy no more than 2 new games in the year, if possible. 2 new games in the year. If possible, could you give the Year of Shame Challenge Season 3 a shout? Our first episode was released a few weeks ago. So yes, we will. So if you look up on I found it on Apple Podcasts. It's called the Year of Shame Challenge.
Is it MLG, is it?
MLG, Year of Shame, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
connected with that. Yeah, and then that's season 13, episode 00, just came out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Good. Ben, Brian, and Paul.
Nice.
Getting at it. I'll have a listen to that. I'll definitely subscribe to that for sure. And then probably wonder why I didn't subscribe to it 13 series ago.
I'm just typing it into mine now. So there we go. That'll be done. The Year of Shame Challenge.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I've done a Year of Shame before. That was great. I really enjoyed it. I got a lot of value out of it. And then this looks to be sort of all still tied in with MLG, right? Midlife Gamer. Which is how I know Dave.
It is.
Through Midlife Gamer. That's how we met.
It's not MLG as in Major League Gaming then?
No.
I don't think so. No. So, yeah, that's pretty neat. Glad to see there's sort of still a connection going there.
So,
yeah.
They haven't done the normal MLG is not around, is it? I don't know. I haven't seen one. I think I'm still subbed.
I'm still subbed, but I haven't seen an episode for a year. I don't think they dropped an episode about a year ago.
It was Darren, wasn't it?
Yeah. Darren and Matt.
Yeah, he was playing board games quite a lot. I remember. I seem to recall the last few that I'd listened to. but not so many video games.
No. He went through
Yeah,
a
I
pinball
think.
phase too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Can't
he
remember.
did. There's still quite a big group on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Midlife Gaming Crew
Oh, I should
on
look
there.
in there.
Facebook.
Yeah. They
Is this a
they had
new
a
fad I need to get on?
The Book of Faces.
Facebook. It's been around for a while,
Oh,
mate.
this is like worth finding out when the video games came out in 2025. What's this fucking Facebook?
That
I was going to say something, then I've completely fucking blown out of my head. Sorry.
well, when you remember, I just say that, Paul, that's excellent. Thanks
Oh,
very much for
it was
giving us
gonna-
a nod to that.
It was going to be. I haven't heard much about pinball from you lately. What's been going on with the pinball?
I have not been to pinball for a long time. So my pinball nights are generally Friday nights or Tuesday nights. And honestly, Friday night, by the time we finished all this and I've eaten and whatever, the last thing I want to do is get in my car and drive. It's not here; it's in the town, or it's about half an hour away. And I just can't be bothered to get in my car just to go play pinball. Like,
Are you buying
if
a
I was
table
going
then?
down, if I was going down the street or whatever, and there was an arcade and they had some pinball machines, I'd quite happily walk in. If I was down in Toronto during the day, I know where all the pinball places are in Toronto.
What
I
you
can walk
need?
into them and.
You need to buy a Tesla or something and find a pinball station next to a charging point.
Yes, that's exactly what I need. In a roundabout way, buying a Tesla will help me play pinball. Yeah. So no, and plus I run a little bit hot and cold. It's typical of me. I was like, I'm all 100% in for a period of time, and then the sine wave dips, and I'll have a break, and then I'm sure it'll be back again, and I'll get the. I'll tell you what I do. I do. Yes, I said do.
What's you do?
I still play my Williams pinball on the toilet every day.
Nice.
So on my iPad while I'm dumping. There you go.
Not
That's
a
my
Are you
solid
still
lazy story.
unlocking new boards, or have you?
Yeah, I'm
you-
still plugging away at upgrading the tables and stuff.
Can you time your plops with like dropping the ball through the middle?
I'm not going into any more detail on that. All right. Yeah, thanks, Paul, for that. Good luck with the podcast. Hope that's going well. I didn't quite. Is that your first time getting in on it? Anyway, I'm going to have a listen. I'll look forward to listening to that. And then, yeah, that's
It'll
cool.
be nice
All
to
right,
put a
cool.
voice to the name, finally.
Yes.
Seen them around for years. But there we go.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. Let's move on then to what we've been doing. There's a few things on here. I don't see anything from Dave.
It's
Shall
a
I
bit ill,
start?
apparently.
I'll start to give Dave a chance to see if he's got anything he wants to throw in. I installed a new thermostat last week. My thermostat was on the blink, so I put a new thermostat on my wall for my heating system.
Smart
Thought
thermostat?
about it, and then realized I just didn't want to spend the money on a smart. I just need it to just run my heating system.
You just got one thermostat then in one room.
Just one thermostat in one room.
Is the whole house just conditioned to the temperature in this
For
one
that
area?
one space.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
to be fair,
Plus-
I've got a smart system and mine does that because I haven't bothered to get individual radiator thermostats because they cost
Yeah,
fucking loads of money.
Don't.
I wasn't gonna go. I was thinking about a smart thermostat, and then I was like, well, I just, we're just after Christmas. I was like, I really don't want to go spend upwards of $200 on a thermostat. That's just like
Yeah,
not,
really
not
not that
really
expensive. You don't have to spend
Dude.
shitloads.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You're
not
not
really
getting
that
away
bad.
with much less for a decent one.
We bought.
and then
if you buy one of the Hives or whatever, the MIG sort of, or a Google Nest one or whatever, they're fucking well expensive. But I bought. Mine's like it's Drayton, so they do like plumbing and heating stuff. Not
Yeah.
particularly famous for anything else. There's no like fucking not famous for being a smart company or anything like that. But they have a fucking smart thermostat. So I just paid a little bit more than a normal thermostat, basically.
Right, but you want to hear something else? Here's the problem, right? If I wanted to go to a Wi-Fi thermostat or a smart thermostat, I needed to run a new wire. So there's only 4 wires coming from my furnace in the basement up to my thermostat. That has all the control wires, low voltage control. No, it's battery control on it, I think, whatever. Anyway, I don't have a 24-volt wire on there. So I would have had to pull wires. And I was like, you know what? Not only am I going to be in for the money for a thermostat, I got to pull wires. I was like, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that. I just literally
Right.
unplugged an old thermostat and put a new smart one in its place, and just like made
Yeah,
a note of all
that's-
where all the wires went, and they all had spots, and my new thermostat.
That's
where
exactly
they
what
needed
I
to go.
did.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I bought my old Honeywell went out, and the new one went in, and its functionality is almost the exact same, but it just looks nicer and new.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so
So
that
what
was
was up with your
done.
other one then? Is it just stopped recognizing?
Yeah, there were a couple of points where it just wasn't kicking in the heating for whatever reason. I don't know why. Yeah, actually, I've got it on my desk here, right, so you can see it. That's it there.
So we're talking about thermostats, but they're actually like programmer controllers, aren't they? Really, not thermostats.
Yeah, but I'm not
The
getting rid of
thermostat's a
this
different
thermostat.
piece. Thermostat's
Well,
a
no,
different
that
piece
is
of equipment.
Well, no, that's
Is-
a thermostat, right? Like that measures temperature.
Oh,
That's the
mine doesn't do
definition
that.
of a
I have got
thermostat.
like a control box that I replaced, and I didn't have a thermostat before I put that in. Honestly, it was just literally on like the TRVs on the radiators and times. It was before I put my thing in.
Oh my
and
God.
I've got a wireless.
I thought you had a newish house.
No, our house is fucking well old. It was built in the
is it? Oh,
70s.
okay.
It didn't even have gas
No,
when they were built.
Oh, what was
With
it?
gas,
Baseboard
it was
heater, yeah.
like
Coal gas.
it was
Baseboard
Economy 7.
electric.
It was Economy 7 place.
Oh,
Like all
Right.
storage heaters.
Yeah, bricks. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, thermostat's done. That's good. I also for Christmas got some smart light bulbs, and I only asked for them really. I just wanted. It was just like my wife just kept asking me like, you need to put some stuff down for what you want for Christmas, and I was like, go on then, I'll have some smart lights. Something I would never buy for myself, you
Right.
know. But if someone's gonna buy them for Christmas, fine. So anyway, I put them in down in the basement. Man, they're fucking great. I'm sold, completely sold. Love them.
Coloured ones.
Oh yeah, they're coloured, right? So at the flicker. So now I've got it all set up. I just
Have
ordered
you got
4
yourself
more
a little
this-
smart speaker that you can talk to tell it to change the colours, so you don't have to go on your phone and do it?
I can hook it all up to all that. Yeah.
Have you got Alexas also? Have you got Alexas?
No, I haven't.
No, we've got Googles.
And I've probably always fought against that. But I'll tell you what, this could be a work in progress because I went from the 4 light bulbs, then I bought another. No, I went from 2, then I bought another 4, and I just ordered another 4, which should be arriving today. So that's the full 10 in the basement. So the whole basement is going to get done.
What have
in
you got
those.
in there? They do you 10 like spotlights, or have you got? You ain't got like 10
they're just-
fucking normal light bulbs in the basement.
Yeah, they're just 10 normal light
What?
bulbs. Yeah. Yeah.
How big's your
all in
fucking
the
basement?
ceiling. It's a good size, right? It's all drop ceiling, and then within they're pot lights, right?
So they're
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
it's cool, though.
like an old English light bulb that just like beams light around the whole room.
No. But anyway, so it's good. But you know what surprised me was it's just having the ability to change to some nicer lights. Like, I was always the lights were either on or off, and I never realized how shitty that was. And now I've got this ability to just at the press of a button, I get this really nice sort of mellow mood lighting if I want it, or if I'm playing something cool, if I'm watching the Chelsea game, I can switch it all to blue lighting or whatever. But yeah, it's actually really nice lighting. Some of the softer lighting or whatever is really good.
You
So
haven't
I'm
got,
very impressed.
LED strips yet, then?
I have some LED strips too. Yeah,
What wireless?
I've got all
smart
sorts
ones?
of shit now. No, but I was looking at the Govee.
Yeah, Govee's
drop
supposed
on
to be
Amazon.
alright.
Yeah, I'm looking at some stuff. I might have to put some stuff.
Well, I've got all TP
requests
Link
for my
stuff,
birthday.
but because I started buying TP. Well, I started with the Tesco brand. Was the first smart bulbs I bought, and they were okay, but there was when you put them to the color, it was really dull. It was like the bulb wasn't bright anymore. As soon as you put the color on,
Right.
it went from like when the normal white light's on, it's fucking well bright. As you go to 100% like blue light, and it's like the fuck is the light? Why does the light look like it's not on?
Yeah.
Whereas so I bought the TP Links, and they're actually like the color is still just as bright as a normal bulb.
Yeah, it's the same with these ones. The colors are really good. Like,
Yeah. But
can
on the
get this sort of-
TP Link, right, what you can do on your iPhone or an iPad, I guess, if you've got the app on your iPad, is you leave the app running. It doesn't work on normal bulbs, but on the strip bulbs. And you're playing your music, and you just open the app, and it's a sync with music, and all your fucking lights start
Oh, that's what mine does. Yeah. So I was so I was playing on my decks last night, and I had all of them going pulsing. Right. It's fucking brilliant.
That's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. if not a bit sad. But there you go. I like it. It makes
This
me
is what we'd
smile.
have been doing with no video games, but just a lot more.
That's right. I've been working on my DJ career. So that's cool. Yeah, they're fun. That's good. Which is really weird because I've spent most of the last 15 years while I've lived in this house is trying to be as economical with light bulbs as possible, and now I'm just running $10 light bulbs all the way through my basement. So
Yeah,
what a
but you
twat!
can turn them down to like 1%. So you're using
They're
like
great.
only 1% of the energy. Obviously,
I'm not sure whether that's quite true, because considering they've got a whole bunch of electrics inside thinking about
yeah,
stuff
but
and
that's
they're
only
connected to my
tiny.
Wi-Fi. But
It's like 0.5 watts
Yeah.
mega a max.
Yeah.
All that shit.
yeah, all adds up, Neil. adds
Yes,
up.
I know.
And then the last thing I had on here was just an update on my Apple TV. So if anyone remembers, I treated myself to an Apple TV
Yes.
around Christmas time. I bought the I think it's the 4th gen. I bought the one with Ethernet, which I have not hooked up yet. I'd like to hardwire it in at some point to do Steam Link, which is supposed to run very
Moonlight.
well. Moonlight, yeah, we had that conversation already,
Yeah.
didn't we? But I haven't done that. All I've done is left it, and it's been used for watching television. But I will say this: it is really good. I bought it, and I was like, is it really going to be that much better than a Fire Stick or a Roku or whatever that I was using before? But the answer is yes. The picture is way better. The sound is good. The responsiveness is good. Now that I've got used to it, it's much better. I went upstairs, so my daughter took the Fire Stick and she's using that upstairs. She said, "Oh, Dad, I've got a problem." I went up and used the Fire Stick. Honestly, it was
It's
like
just
using
oh,
something from the dark ages, night and day.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah. So really nice piece of kit.
if you're in the ecosystem already, it makes sense, I think.
Well, I haven't even really hooked it up. I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Not signed up for 3 months of Apple Arcade on your Apple TV?
No, it wouldn't give me Apple Arcade, but it gave me 3 months of Apple TV Plus. But I don't care. I've had enough of Apple TV Plus. It really, once you've gone through Apple TV Plus and seen the shows you want to see, it's very it's sanitized garbage on Apple TV.
There's a load of stuff. I watched a load of trailers the other day. I was like, oh, this all looks really cool. And I haven't got
there
Apple
is some
TV
good
Plus.
stuff coming out. They've got
no, there is good stuff.
Well, Severance is
there
out
is good
today,
stuff on there.
Season 2.
There is good stuff on there. But if you take something like Prime, do you ever go on Prime TV? It's just full of shite, garbage, shite, right? Which is sometimes okay if you fancy
like
going
Rings
and
of
swilling
Power?
around. No, I mean general, like weird, like 80s movies and shit.
Like
whatever
that fucking thing I watched fucking however long ago. I was like, what the fuck is this? I
exactly.
have to watch
Which
it now I found it.
Sometimes is good. But when I go through the selection on Apple TV Plus, I feel like most of it is curated so as not to damage the Apple. No, I think it's more curated not to damage the Apple brand, right? Just to sort of
have they got MLS on there then?
Oh, well, I don't know. You just whatever. But do you get MLS on yours then?
We can get MLS on Apple TV Plus. Major League Soccer.
Major League Soccer.
Oh,
there's nothing Major League about that soccer. I'm afraid.
There is.
It's where people go to retire.
Yeah,
if they're good.
Anyway, I would suggest I would highly recommend it if you're the sort of person like it fits well with my living room television. Like there's no gaming there, so we have an older TV. It's not a smart TV, so the Apple TV does very good at providing the conduit for us to watch our streaming services. It's brilliant, right?
You don't have to fucking have an old Xbox One in there anymore.
No, and I would say, if you run a console, then that's fine. The console can handle that heavy lifting and output graphics and sound that are fine and can handle the apps and without, much problem. But if you're using like
Fire sticks,
the apps on a TV or a shitty Fire Stick, you could do yourself a favor and maybe upgrade or something. Anyway, it's very good.
Depends what TV you've got, honestly. With regard to the apps that are built in. If you've paid a lot of money for your TV, the chances are the apps are going to be pretty good. But if you've got a shitty cheap TV, I don't think the apps are going to be particularly good because you're basically paying for all of the processing power in your TV.
I don't think the processing power in any TV is going to be as strong as it is in the
it won't be. Well, it's not going to be as strong as that, but there's ones that work and ones that really don't.
No, I hear you. Yeah, it's almost like you pay more, you get better, right?
Yeah. You can pay $3,500 for a TV, or you can pay 300 quid for a TV, a big TV. Yeah. So
You-
no
I
surprises
would
which
say you
one's
could
going to be
pay-
better.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, a little bit of tech stuff going on for me.
Cool.
Neil, it looks like you have some.
Oh, I was just an update on the PC gifting because talking about I hadn't gifted the PC last week, but I did the whole reset
Oh,
your
yes.
PC
Yeah.
thing through
So you
Windows.
were giving somebody a
Yeah.
older PC of
Yeah,
yours.
my son's
you-
old
you-
PC, which was my old PC before that.
and you
So
wanted to do
it's
a
not
full
current,
factory
but
reset,
it
didn't you?
works. It plays video games.
Yeah.
It won't play the latest video games particularly well, obviously. But, it ran Hunt Showdown and low settings before, even after the update. It's got a T1070 in there and an old i5 7600K, I think it was, which is a bit overclocked. Which at the time was pretty good gaming CPU.
Yeah.
Nowadays, definitely, I don't think it cuts it really.
Yeah, it's
But-
showing its age now,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you
It
can still
works.
play a load.
It
You can
works,
still
but-
play a load of stuff on there.
Probably
no
still
worries.
better than an Xbox One. Or maybe a Series S, I don't know. Probably not
I
better
don't
than
doubt
Series
that.
S.
No, definitely better than Xbox One.
Yeah, well, the Switch was better than Xbox One. I did the whole wipe everything through Windows reset.
Mhm.
Well, you know what?
Didn't reset everything.
Might have been easy, but fuck me, did it take a long time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like a
Holy
good
shit!
good day and
I
a half,
turned
2
it on.
days.
Well, no, it wasn't that bad.
Was
But
it?
no, well, I did it.
Oh, did you not do all the updates afterwards as well?
I think I might have done. I don't know.
Okay.
But basically, I did the reset and left it. It sat there because I plugged it into my current monitor, and it was there just saying 2%. I was like, "Is this fucking working?" It just go off, come back 10 minutes later, 2%. I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake! Don't tell me it's fucking bricked it or whatever." And then go off, do something, come back 2%. I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake! This is really doing my head in." And then finally, I was sitting there doing something. I think I was playing on PS5. Turned around and I was like, "Oh, it's on 3%. Yes, it's actually done something."
least
it's
you
not
know it's
completely
doing
fucking
something.
doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Now you can leave it alone.
No, I just fucked off. I did a load of other shit and came back, and it was like, my son was watching the football about 2 hours later, and it was like, I said, "What's it on now?" It's on 45%. I was like, "Fuck me, it's taking fucking ages." He says, "Yeah, but it's been on 45% for about an hour." I was like, "Well, do you mean like 10 minutes or 5 minutes? Because that's like what you say when an hour is.
Yeah.
Like fucking literally about 5 minutes." But it was like, no, it's really literally been an hour. I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." But yeah, I don't know how long it took in the end. But like, it suddenly went from like 45 to like 82. I was like, "Oh, there we go." It's fucking doing stuff. But yeah, it took fucking ages. And then it goes to the reset part. Because I was obviously gifting it to someone else, I didn't want to set up a user account.
No.
So I had it plugged into the internet, obviously, to do all the updates while it was doing the reset. I think that's why it took a long time, because it was doing fucking about 1 million updates during the reset. So yeah, it got to a point where I was like, I can't just like create a user, like a local user, because it's plugged into the internet. I was supposed to be in a twat. So I was like, "Oh, fuck it. I'll just unplug it and turn it off for now." And then just gifted it to them. I was like, "When you turn it on, it should just ask you for like a login." But I was like, "But it's got no Wi-Fi, so you have to plug it into the internet. So that you can't just fucking it won't work unless you put it in with a wire." But obviously they didn't have somewhere to plug it into around there, and they have a Wi-Fi card thing. And then when they got it turned on, he came up with this thing that asked for a login for default user 0. I was like, "Well, I didn't fucking set that up." So I was like, "Oh." I was talking to my boy about it. It was like, yeah, because we're like, it's like I'm talking to my son, he's talking to his mate, we've given the PC to, and then he's talking back to me. And I was like, "Oh, I think you're gonna have to reset it again." Which is like, "Oh, fucking please don't take." I was like, "But it shouldn't take that long because literally there's nothing on it. It shouldn't take that long."
Yeah.
So anyway, it's finally sorted, hopefully, and he's logged into his Xbox account. I was like, "Well, you should be able to play some Game Pass games now." And like, he needs to create a Steam account. I'll add him to the Steam family, and then he can fucking play a load of my games or whatever if he wants, or not.
Nice.
But yeah, fucking Windows reset. Jesus, it worked, but fuck me, it took a fucking long time. So don't fucking do it and go, "It's not fucking doing anything," and turn it off. Leave it. And hopefully, if you've got a slightly more modern PC, doesn't take all day. But who knows?
Mm,
Depends how much is
who
on your
knows?
PC to wipe, I guess. Because apparently, if you click, because I just click
All that
the
porn,
options.
Neil, all those porn
Yeah.
videos.
If you click
took
the
ages
options to
get rid of.
clear everything, it had to wipe. Obviously, the SSD wouldn't have taken that very long because it was only like a 250 gig SSD in there, M.2 job. And then, but the mechanical hard drive was like 2 terabytes of mechanical, and I think it literally goes through and like it's ones and zeros across the whole fucking hard drive to reset it. I was like, oh, that's going to take fucking ages because it'll overheat and then it'll just go really slow. So maybe that was what it was. I don't know, but yeah, it's done and it's gone, and hopefully will lead to some pleasure at some point in the future. Might just get an extra.
Especially if you
hard drive.
find, especially if it didn't work and you find some of those naughty videos.
There's no naughty videos. Only naughty videos of me killing people on PUBG, probably.
Not many of those.
There ain't many of them.
All right, Dave, you got anything?
Nope.
Are we clear?
Wind, by the sound of it.
Acerbic
I
wind.
went to the gym this week, and I'm making. I watched Star Trek Generations,
Which one's that?
the first Star Trek film,
Oh,
from
yeah.
the
What?
Next Generation with William Shatner in.
Is that the one
You
with the
actually-
Borg?
It's got William
No.
Shatner in it.
No, that's First Contact. That's the second one. I'm planning on
Oh.
watching that next week. Generations has.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it's kind of like the handover film from.
They never did that in the TV show, did they?
No.
Did they even
in the film.
reference James Kirk in the Next Generation Star Trek TV
Well, that was on
show?
the Enterprise C or D. So yeah, they
Mm.
acknowledged there was a previous Enterprise.
Obviously, yeah, it's canon still,
Mm.
apparently.
Yes. But yeah, no, yeah, Picard and Shatner.
Oof.
Picard and
The-
Shatner,
the dream
Picard
team.
and Kirk.
and
Definitely met
Kirk.
each other. Yep.
Yeah.
What
Would you
else? That's about
recommend?
it, really. No, not really. It's a pretty shit film. No, no. I watched it because I'm going through. I've
This
watched
is like
all
your
of
year of shame with
Next
regards
Gen.
to Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. I watched all of the Next Gen, and then I'm watching DS9 at the moment, and I thought I'll
Jesus
just
Christ,
catch it.
Dave! Where did you find the fucking time?
I have it on the background while I'm working. It's just easy just to put on
Right.
the screen and yeah, just for some noise because I'm in the office on my own. Well, I'm here on my own, so it's just nice to have some noise. And yeah, so I thought I'll just catch up with the films that I'm at the same point of the TV series because there is some integration between the Next Generation, DS9, and the films. So yeah, so I watched that.
All right.
I say watched it. It was on in the background, but it was not
You
very
listened
good.
to it.
Yeah,
One eye on it.
Yeah, yeah. But apart from that, yeah, bit of gym. Just, I've just been so tired at the moment. Like,
Yeah, tell me about it.
just, yeah.
That'll be
If
your age,
I'm not
Dave.
sleeping, huh?
That'll be your age.
He's up there. He's up
Yeah.
there with us. He's getting up
That's-
there anyway.
The thing is, like, I can't sleep. Like sometimes, like I just have to sleep, and then other times, like I'm literally saying, like lying there going, I should be. I am tired, but I cannot go to sleep, and it's just so annoying.
Oh, that's happened. Yeah,
So-
see, that happened to me last night. Like, I went to bed, and by all accounts, I should have been out like a light, and I just couldn't sleep, like till 1 in the morning or whatever. And then I'm a basket case today. It just winds me up.
Yeah.
You not
just
have
like-
something to relax yourself before you go to bed? Do you have like limit your screen time before bed?
No.
Get rid of the blue light. Beer doesn't help you sleep. You have an unrestful night's sleep after drinking lots of
so
alcohol.
beer helps me
Get to sleep.
get to
But you don't have a good sleep usually.
no.
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 So I've got gym tomorrow, so yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like I put in an AirPod these days, and I go to my podcast app, play a podcast, and I set it for 30 minutes, and I don't think I've ever got to the 30 minutes and still been awake. Within
Yeah.
like fucking seconds, I swear I'm asleep. I don't know why.
Yeah, normally that works for me, but for last night, for some bizarre reason, it couldn't. I was listening to the Football Daily or whatever, the football show with whatever, Jimbo.
That's because that one's a
And,
good show.
It is a good show. I listen to the funny thing is I listen to the European ones and I never
Yeah.
watch any of the European football. but I find it probably one of the most interesting ones to
It's
listen
one of
to.
the
But
most
there was like,
entertaining, for sure.
but I was listening to it last night, and it was like there could be there must have been a good 3/4 of an hour left, and I was like, well, there's no way I'm going to make it to the end of that. And the next thing I know, it's like it's finished, and I'm on to the next podcast. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I'm not getting to sleep now. So anyway, I have started listening to a lot more history podcasts. I find they're
Well, that'll
pretty
send you
good
to
for
sleep.
putting me to
Do
sleep.
you know what?
Oh yeah,
Was used to always send me to nodding off, watching the snooker. Sorry,
Oh, yeah?
Chili. But I guarantee if I start watching the snooker and you're a little bit slightly tired, it's just something about the hushed tones of the commentators and the little complete silence generally. And it's like the clink of the balls. And then they're like, go in the pocket. And then within fucking about 5 minutes, I'm Sparko.
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that or golf too.
Yeah. Golf's a bit, it depends where you're watching it. If you can't watch the
We don't
Ryder
get
Cup,
much snooker over here. That's the problem.
is it not on DAZN or something? Doesn't seem like a DAZN
Maybe, I
kind of
don't know.
thing, to be honest.
I never see it on anything. Okay, all right. Let's
You want a
move on.
VPN,
Then.
mate? You want to VPN it and get on
Can't be
Eurosport or
bothered with.
something?
I honestly, I can't be bothered with it all.
Unless we get sponsored by a VPN company, and then you'll be right on it.
NordVPN.
Oh yeah, well then.
Yeah.
They sponsor everybody, don't they?
Well, I can't recommend them at the moment.
Not until they pay
No.
us.
No.
No. All right. So we'll move on to what we've been playing, but we also have the predictions. Are we doing the
So
predictions
what are we doing
last?
first? I don't know.
Let's do predictions now.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. We're reviewing last year's, are we?
Yes.
It won't take very long. We all did shit.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you just chose some incredibly vague ones. So, well, at least one of them
Not
was.
true. Come on then. All right, Neil, you drive this puppy.
Right. 2024 predictions. Fraser, for some reason, you're first on the list. Your first prediction, that was written down in this order, was that the Apple headset is a sales disaster. No news
Shocker.
or updates, etc.
Has anybody heard any news or updates of the Apple headset for the last 6 months?
I haven't heard fuck all for about anything, but maybe I'm not tuned into that because I don't watch it.
I think it
There
was a
was a-
sales disaster.
They did a what do you call it? One of their events. Did they not talk about new stuff of Vision Pro in one of their conference things?
Not that I know of.
I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything about how many they've sold. But
What
I
is it called?
suspect
The Vision Pro?
Vision Pro. That I suspect that they didn't sell that many because it's incredibly fucking expensive.
Is
Not
it
it-
even available anymore?
Who knows?
Oh, it's still.
It's not PSVR 2.
Oh, here I can still go into the Apple and buy it.
How much is it?
$5,000.
That's insane. That is insane.
Jesus. And that's before tax.
Not even cyberpunk wankers are driving around with their Vision Pros on anymore.
Good
Not
lord.
cyberpunk, I mean fucking Cybertruck wankers.
Oh my god. Seriously, nothing better to spend $5,000 on.
Mm.
I mean, you must have a lot of money. You got to have a lot of money to spend $5,000 on
A
that.
lot of money and no
Sure.
shame. Yeah, so
What was my next?
guess you're
So,
getting a point for that.
I
aren't you?
get that? I fucking guess I get a point. Of course I'm getting
Oh,
a
it's a
point.
bit
for
of a
that.
fucking lame one, wasn't it?
Oh
Anyway.
my god. There's no pleasing some people.
So here's this where we get back into the swing of things. Number 2, Starfield announced on PS5. Ain't heard
Did
nothing
that
about
happen?
that either.
Oh, what? No, did that not happen?
No,
You sure?
I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened.
It's gonna happen though, isn't it?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe not.
I doubt it, though. No one wants Starfield.
Oh, here we go. From May in 2024, Starfield PlayStation 5 release date closer than we'd have expected.
What, like 2030?
Yeah, it's not happening yet, is it? Okay, all right. Is it nil point?
Okay,
I thought,
right.
I thought that had happened.
You got the next one, though, because you said that Hollow Knight Silksong won't release in 2024.
I'm going to upgrade that to 2025.
Ooh. Well, we'll get to 2025, won't we?
Yeah.
No spoilers.
So I can have 2 points then.
You get 2 points. Because you chose really obvious ones, obviously.
Oh, you.
So I'm next on the list.
All right.
So I didn't do very well. So my first one was about the new Switch. But I said it would be unveiled and it would be launching November last year.
Oh, very precise in the launch date there as well.
That didn't happen. We
Hmm.
have had a new Switch announced, though. Obviously, we spoke about it last week. Do you want to say anything about the Switch too? Well,
I will say that it was remarkable listening to the two of you. Dave didn't even know that it had been announced, and you were trying to have a conversation about it. It was magical podcasting.
It's good. It's good. I did all the heavy lifting.
Dave was on the absolute blag of information on it.
Apparently,
You remember that,
I
Dave?
don't know why it just didn't filter through to me. I don't know. It just-
No, but it wasn't a massive piece of news or whatever. I
Well, it was
admired
a
your
huge-
chutzpah for getting stuck in. But I think actually at the start of it, you were just like, I didn't know about it, so you know what, I haven't really got much of a comment. But Neil was not about to let it go because he was
Right.
ready to talk about it.
No, we had to talk about it because it came out last week. So we have to do something, at least something current.
We're gonna have to do anything.
Occasionally, anyway. Apparently, you can use the Joy-Cons as mice, like a mouse.
Shocking.
Yeah, that's new. Yeah. So yeah, 0 out of 1 for me so far. 0 out of 2 coming up probably. But another Starfield related one. Starfield does a Cyberpunk and gets good. And I recall saying it would get to overwhelmingly positive on Steam. Well, that fucking hasn't happened because it's still mixed. At least it's not overwhelmingly negative or whatever it says. Mostly negative.
What
But-
about I'm gonna look that up because do they break it down right? They have overall reviews and then they also have
Recent reviews.
recent reviews.
I think
yeah.
they're still mixed. Last I
I'll
looked.
check. I'll check that.
And my final prediction for last
Yeah,
year.
all mixed.
Yeah. Activision Blizzard games hit Game Pass. And the price goes up. And they introduce a new tier. I don't know. I can't even remember. I don't even know if any of this happened. There's too many things going on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Some
you should've been-
Activision Blizzard games have hit Game Pass.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
And I think the price went up.
I think they may have introduced a new tier, didn't they?
Or
Or they may have introduced a shitter tier.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
called it Game Pass Core. But I think I might have blagged that one last year. That when they Xbox Live binned off Xbox Live Gold and called it Xbox Game Pass Core. I feel like that's the one I did in 2023 that I sort of claimed some
This
points
is
for.
one of Neil's smoke and mirrors fucking predictions where you're like, I'm
I-
not
I
sure whether he's got it or
believe-
not. And he'll fucking end up blagging a point out of it.
I believe I said that they would introduce a higher tier that was going to include a WoW subscription, which hasn't happened as yet. I don't know.
How can you sit there and tell me that I choose low hanging fruit when you put Activision Blizzard games hit Game Pass? Well, that's going to
there
happen.
was a
at some
load
point.
of it together, not just one prediction. And the price goes
Right.
up, and they introduce a new higher tier, is what I said. But he didn't.
Yeah,
Dave,
right,
Dave
fair
put
enough.
these in. He didn't write that in. I remember.
What would you
that.
like?
0.
Half a point?
Fucking 0.
Martyr.
Uh,
You get
right.
1.5 points.
I'm not getting 1.5 for. What am I getting 1.5 for?
Actually, you're getting
Half
what?
at most.
Actually, you get half a point overall.
Yeah, I'll take a half. Well, that is a lame half. I'll admit that.
All right.
Right, Dave. Here we go.
Yes.
I have no idea.
So,
How about the first one?
Nintendo sold. No.
Absolutely no sales from the Nintendo stocks to a majority shareholder of any description.
Not that I'm aware
They
of.
haven't sold to Tencent or anyone like that yet. Don't know who's got the money to buy a majority share in Nintendo.
We'll see if the Switch 2 is a failure.
It's not going to be a failure, I reckon. They didn't call it Switch U, so it's
no.
already ahead of the Wii sequel.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Okay. I've actually put a link in for a bit of news that
Have you?
was this year. Direct Neural Link brain interface to play games with will be
Where have you
shown
put that?
in the team chat.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
That's not
So,
Xbox VR, as far as I know.
No, I didn't say Xbox VR. I said a Direct Neural Link, a brain interface will be shown to play games with.
Does it make you
What?
stick your arm out at a funny angle when you've had this installed
No.
in
no,
front of
it's
loads of
just-
people?
It's just using your brain to play games. And
Maybe it's someone else
game-
using your brain.
being shown
Wait a
is-
second.
is
Sorry,
chess.
how does this tie
I
in with
don't
your
know why
predictions?
this has got to do with any predictions.
So my prediction was a direct neural link brain interface will be used to play games with.
What are you talking
Will be
about?
shown.
That's not on your
It's
list.
from where?
That's on my list.
It's not on here.
Not
What's-
on here. It's not.
Where's what?
You've got
I don't know.
Nintendo selling majority stake, Xbox VR, and Mario Odyssey sequel. It's your 3 from last year.
What have I put on my predictions on here? Maybe
Was
God,
this not
maybe I've
this year's
picked up the wrong
predictions that
list.
you've decided to sneakily decide has
No.
already happened?
Hang on, what?
What are you on about? What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
You put these in here,
I-
Dave.
You've
Last
been
year.
huffing the lighter fluid again.
Honestly, I haven't gone back and listened to last year's prediction show, so I can't. I'm just going from whatever was written
I
in
don't know- I
2024
don't know why-
predictions. But I
I've got-
remember
I've got a-
mine being those.
Yeah.
Where's this neural link stuff come from?
Okay,
Do you have,
I
do you have
don't-
this
I
written
don't know.
down somewhere?
So I've got a text file with predictions of all my predictions on. Okay, right.
Maybe it's a prediction that didn't make it into submission.
Maybe. So okay, on our list, from what we haven't listened to it, Xbox VR. No, that didn't get said, did it?
I feel like you got some shit talk for that when you said
No.
about it.
Have they even talked about it?
They
This
said, I'm
year?
pretty sure they said they're not going to do VR. Like over a year ago, which means they could do
but-
VR.
Who knows? Because that's
Uh,
exactly the hardware business Xbox needs to be getting into.
Yeah, well, considering they sound like they're exiting the hardware business in every shape or form whatsoever. So
I'm just looking at Microsoft.
they've got predictions, have they, that
reality.
you're going to steal?
No, they say about HoloLens on Microsoft.
Oh
but-
yeah,
Yeah,
that was even
wasn't
more
that-
expensive than fucking Vision
Yeah.
Pro, wasn't it?
yeah,
Was that the one that was the augmented reality?
Mixed
wasn't it?
reality, yeah, augmented reality, whatever you want to call it.
still
was
being
no-
sold?
Yeah,
HoloLens 2.
HoloLens 2.
Yeah.
It's
They
like an
sold it?
enterprise.
It never
thing
got,
now,
never
isn't it?
went to commercial though, did
No,
it?
it's not a consumer.
It never went
product.
like to anything we could buy.
No, it's business.
£99 including VAT. Add to
What?
cart.
99 quid. You're not looking at Xbox Connect, are you?
No, he's
No.
right. There is
Hol-
HoloLens stuff here.
Oh, HoloLens. Yeah.
How do you buy it?
I don't know.
You don't.
Maybe that's for developers.
Yeah, maybe. 99
Weird.
quid.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, hang on. Right. No, the actual HoloLens 2 is £3,349.
Oh, well, it's not £99.
No, that was
That's a
the carrying
subscription.
case.
That's a s-
Oh, this...
There is an industrial version for nearly £4,500. And a development edition. Okay. Wow, it's so weird. But they're all out of stock. What's this? Okay.
The HoloLens 2 Enterprise Edition debuted in 2019.
wow.
This is weird. Okay.
I think we've gone a little bit off the rails here.
I think that's no
But-
point.
Yeah, for consumers, no.
So anyway,
So anyway,
I suspect your third prediction for last year, the Mario Odyssey sequel, may happen. later
mayhem.
this year.
So I said Mario Odyssey sequel for this year.
That sounds like a Switch 2
That
game.
sounds like
Excuse
a
me.
Switch 2 game. Yeah.
Did they announce what they would
They
be
haven't announced
bundling on
any
the Switch
software.
2?
No.
Somebody's,
Other
I
than-
think somebody was talking about Mario Kart, but I
Mario
can't
Kart
see it
9
myself.
effectively was being
kind of
displayed on the
shown-
Switch
yeah.
too, and during
Yeah.
the presentation. It was definitely not Mario Kart 8 that they were showing. Put it that
Something like a Mario Odyssey sequel would make sense because they could do so many things to show off the new hardware, right? And the
Yeah.
mouse and all that sort of stuff.
way. Yes.
Hmm.
Is that in your predictions for 2025?
No.
Okay.
All right. So
Uh,
I won the predictions this year.
Yep, you won. Well done.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It
I
makes a
got
change
nil
for
pass,
someone to
yeah.
actually get more than 0, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Are we doing this year's then?
Sure.
Are you ready to go?
I am. Somebody going to write them down?
I've got mine on a text file.
Somebody needs to log them on the.
I can copy and paste mine in under 2025 predictions. Ooh, I've done something weird there.
I'll type mine in a minute. Shall I go through mine first then?
Go on then.
Go for it.
Okay, my number one is that Xbox will be officially out of the first-party hardware business this year. I think there have been rumors maybe that they're going to be bringing something out, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that necessarily means Xbox is dead. I think there's a
It's
strong
moving
possibility.
purely services, like everything else they do.
I think you're going to get third-party hardware that can run Xbox Game Pass and whatnot. I mean, we've predicted that and talked about it for ages. I think we're getting closer to it.
Are we there already? Is there not
can-
TV? Oh no,
You
no,
pay
that's
Xbox
PlayStation,
for a
isn't it?
subscription, and you can play it on. There's a Game Pass app on Samsung TVs, at least. I think it's coming to LG TVs.
Yeah, but see, I don't trust TVs to be able to run this stuff well. So I think that you're going to get third-party consoles.
Right.
I think we're
Like
eventually
Steam
gonna get
machines, but for
third-party.
Xbox.
Steam machines for Xbox, yeah,
Right.
pretty much. Yeah, maybe I should just
A
write that. down.
Panasonic Xbox. Oh,
Yeah.
Panasonic, are they still a thing? I haven't seen a Panasonic thing in a long time.
I don't know if they are they?
Isn't it?
I don't know. Who knows? Somebody does.
Philips.
Um,
They used to do it.
my second one is PlayStation will announce a dedicated portable device.
Like a Vita 2.
Yeah, something like that. I'd be very surprised if they don't want a slice of that. I don't know how the what was the
Portal.
the Portal? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people speak very highly of
Well,
it.
they did
don't
an
know.
update to that so that you could not link it to you could stream games without, like, through the cloud, effectively. You could do cloud streaming PS5 games. If you had the PS Plus premium subscription, you could just do it straight to the cloud rather than having to connect to your PS5. I believe that was an update that came last year.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's that might be something we'll see. And then my third one, I was trying to do one for Xbox, one for PlayStation, one for Nintendo, but we've already got the Switch announced. So I think, and here's one, Neil's going to like this one.
Ooh.
I think you're going to see the end of Destiny 2. That's it. It's
Oh,
gone. It's finished.
Oh,
I've got a Destiny related
Nice.
prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play it, but I do see a lot of people in one of the forums I'm in talking about it, and
Oh, you've got insider knowledge, have you?
it's not inside. No, I haven't got insider knowledge by any means. No, but I generally got the impression from what I read from other people, and to be fair, Neil, you should be able to comment on this more than anything. Is that the continuous updates do service the fans? Although, from what I understand, maybe the latest one isn't that great. The updates service the current Destiny players, but they're a barrier to the game is the game has a barrier to entry now for new players.
Because there's fucking 10 years of game or whatever that you need
Yeah,
to know.
and I think the slate needs to be cleaned, and we need something fresh and new.
Right, okay. Well, I've basically stolen mine.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's go. Let's hear yours then.
Well, my number one prediction was that Bungie's marathon game is cancelled, in the theme of PlayStation cancelling all their live services. But Destiny 3 is announced, or whatever they're going to call Destiny 3.
Yeah.
So
right.
I think it's time for the new Destiny
Very similar.
as well.
We could be
Right, okay.
sharing a point here. This
Maybe.
Interesting.
Right, are you ready for number two? This is one that you said about last year. Hollow Knight Silksong fucking does come out this year. And not only does it, the reason we've been waiting so fucking long for it is because it's a Switch 2 console exclusive. And that's why it hasn't come out. And it comes out day and date with the Switch 2. And
Just
for
a
12
launch
months,
title,
it'll be
then,
on PC, Steam, maybe, but it won't be on any other consoles.
Console exclusive. Yeah.
Console exclusive to Switch 2.
Interesting. Wasn't it tied in with Switch anyway on the first one?
It was on Switch. I don't know if it was tied in. It's been on everything. the
It has
first
been on
game.
everything, is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
on. I've
okay.
got it on PS Plus on my PS5. It's been on Xbox. It's been on PC. Obviously, I think it might have come to Switch first and PC maybe, but it's definitely been out. It was on PS4 as well as PS5 and everything. So that was my Hollow Knight prediction.
Mhm.
And finally, is an Xbox Game Pass related one. The subscription for Game Pass is available on Switch 2 and PlayStation and Steam, but streaming only. You ain't installed the games, you'll be able to stream the games.
That's a big one.
I thought you were just going to
It's in
say it's
line
going
with
to increase the price again.
whole.
It's like,
Oh no, I'm not doing that again.
Nah,
It probably will be. You'll probably have to
I
pay
don't
more for it on
know.
PlayStation.
I think you're asking a lot with that one.
Okay, I've got to go
I think
big. I can't go for these silly ones, these easy ones, the low hanging fruit.
No, I like that. Yeah, and you go big or go home. I respect that. I just think that something like that, PlayStation are going to kibosh it before it even gets anywhere near, because it's going to impact their game sales.
I don't know if it will, because they ain't got no games. Xbox ain't got games.
All right.
There you go.
I like it. Dave?
So that I'm going to say there's going to be a new Steam Deck this year. There's going to be a new. So
when there's a
at the moment,
Switch 2, we're getting to Steam Deck 2.
I think they're going to try and push a new Steam Deck, an upgraded version of Steam Deck at the same time. Because, well, I wrote these a couple of weeks ago, and there's already been talk that the Steam Deck's been going down in sales since the announcement of the Switch 2. I think Valve are gonna try and push a new spec of hardware.
You think
Boost
they would
sales.
want to try and push something
There's
in the same
there's new
launch
processors, isn't
window
there?
as the Switch 2 or close to a Switch 2 launch? I would have thought
I
they'd wait
I
a
think they're
year.
going to go against direct competition. I'm going to say
They're
yeah.
not even in a similar league, though, are they? They have to be a completely. I would say that the people who are buying the Steam Deck are not the same as people who are buying the Switch 2.
I think a lot of since the Steam Deck came out, I feel like people who were in early on the Switch potentially could have moved over to Steam Decks, especially if they were already PC gaming.
Yeah.
Had a Steam library, and were in that ecosystem, but had a Switch because like it was nice and easy to portable game, like all those games that you could play, like all those indie games that you love to buy on Steam, that you could play them portably previously. Then the Steam Deck came out. I was like, well, now I don't think I need a Switch because all of those games that I like, I can just play through Steam on a Steam Deck. So I feel like they probably got a few people, but Switch is more not Nintendo is just huge in terms of
different
popularity and like general population understand. Like the amount of people who know what a Switch is versus the amount of people who know what Steam is. I think there's probably, I don't know, a good 5-1 at least in Nintendo's favour.
At least, yeah.
Maybe 10, 20. Everyone knows what fucking Nintendo is because they've made a fucking film out of one of their main characters.
Yeah.
So, they ain't made a Half-Life movie yet, have they? Not that's gone out yet in the cinemas.
So yeah. This is a bit controversial.
Like a bit of this.
My next one. So I'm gonna say GTA 6. Well, I've said at least a single player, but a portion of the game will be a live service game, or has live service game elements.
What, you have to pay a subscription, or
yes. Yeah.
How does it work at the moment?
There's going to be like Battle Pass, or not a Battle Pass, but a live subscription.
What's it going to be called? A Crime Pass or something?
Yeah. Or you can buy skins, or you can.
I don't know. I feel like they've done all right with whatever they've had before. GTA wise.
So they sort of already have in-game currencies.
So they've got in-game currencies.
You could buy stuff, right? But yours,
but
you're okay. So you're more towards that live service sort of. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
battle passes and whatnot. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they're gonna, because yeah,
How could they not? How could they not be enticed by that possibility?
know.
Eh?
Well, they're fucking because they're making shitloads of money on GTA Online, and it's the way it is. Which is just like,
Yeah.
bring out this new
They're not
content.
leaving that on the table. No, I think that's a good shout, Dave.
Well,
I
fair
think
enough,
that's a
but
really
I think
good shout.
they bring out a new piece of content for the online, and it's like, this looks really cool. Get all your mates together and do this big heist, but unless you play the game like 180 hours a week, then you ain't earning that currency in game that you need to buy all the shit to do the missions in the first week that it comes out. So you go and
Yeah.
buy a fuckload of shark cards to buy all the shit.
Well, at the moment, I don't think people do.
I
I
think
think-
you must do, because otherwise they're not making enough money. How are they making all that money?
Can I just point out that there's no way you can play 180 hours in a week?
Well, that was the
There's
point.
only 100. There's only 168.
That was the point.
So I think it's going to be more prominent. It's going to be more in the live service game.
More predatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be.
Bring
Plus
back
the
loot
100
boxes.
I'm not. And this is not part of my prediction, but it's going to be £100 game. It's gonna be
Oh, it's definitely going to be at least £100. Because all the publishers want GTA to become the next price
Yep.
point. They want
Yep.
that price point to be high, so that everyone else can go, that's how much it costs to can sell a game now.
Mhm.
Other than Ubisoft, obviously, because they already charge
But that's not my
120
prediction.
quid to play their latest game.
The prediction is there's going to be live service elements that are very predatory, and yeah.
Cool.
And then my last one is hardware related. So there's going to be a lot of new graphics cards coming out.
Start
in
this
the
next
year.
week. Next week they come out.
Next week.
2 of them.
Is it next week? So I've predicted that so a lot of these have AI frame generation. So they're going
Multiple
in.
frame generation, I think it's called, or something.
So yeah.
MFG.
So they're going to be shit. The graphics card with AI frame generation will not deliver the performance that everyone is expecting, and be bad graphics cards. And
Who is saying they're going to do that?
Nvidia's.
yeah, so instead of actually putting the hardware to make the graphics cards good, they're putting in AI CPUs dedicated to generate pretend frames.
Fill frames and stuff like that, right?
They're getting
Yeah.
it's like three frames, is it per frame that's going to generate extra or something?
Yeah. So
I think there is a performance improvement in just pure like horsepower or whatever you want to call it. But the big gains that they're sort of presenting to the public are based on this extra frames that the AI is generating. I still think they'll be better than the previous gens in terms of raw power and raw performance, but they're not going to be the twice as good as the 4090 that the 5090
well,
is
they're
supposed to
predicting
be.
even better, to be honest. Some of them are predicting 3 or 4 times as
Yeah.
many frames.
Well, that's because they create 3 fucking frames magically out of thin air.
And my prediction is these
actually
are not
leads to
going to do
shit.
very well. These are not going to be very, very good, and people are going to stick on the 40 series.
I've been looking at them, and I started to watch the Gamers Nexus video on the 5090. I only got about 10 minutes in before it was Hunt Showdown time. But I was like, I've kind of I hadn't got to the meat of it yet when I stopped watching, but it did sound a bit like, honestly, when I watched the videos and the initial reactions was a bit like, doesn't sound like they're going to be that much better. There are going to be things that are better, like the ray tracing will be better.
Right.
1-for-1 versus the 5080 versus a 4080. The ray tracing stuff will be better without any frame generation bollocks.
Yeah, but that's not. It's like, okay, better versus like economy over price scale.
The thing is, they
Like-
are a lot cheaper.
Are they?
I think.
We'll
like
see.
the full 5070, which is like the sort of the lowest one they've announced, was 549, and I'm like,
Right.
that actually sounds not outrageous. Versus,
Yeah, but graphics cards are overpriced right now, aren't
Yeah.
they? They have
But
been for years.
since the fucking pandemic, basically, isn't it? It all went to shit. That
Yes.
sort of era, that time. There was stuff other than pandemic going on at the same time, but that was the time when everything went to shit price-wise.
Mm.
So yeah, I am looking at them going, maybe I'll be able to pick up a nice cheap 4080, and that'll be fine. But they're not making that shit now, so who knows?
All right.
We'll
There we
see.
go.
Okay.
That's my
right.
prediction. We'll check back in this in 26.
Anyone actually could feel good about their predictions, like they might actually come true.
I don't know. Yeah, of course, every time.
I never feel like they're ever going to come true. Mine,
All
like
right.
they're all bollocks. That's the point.
Okay. All right. Well, there's our predictions. I hope you enjoyed that.
Didn't get any, did we?
Uh,
For anyone else?
I don't think we asked either. Did we?
Well, it was literally like half an hour's notice before I was like, oh, I suppose I should probably put something in my Discord, but
All right. Okay. Well, let's move on then to what we've been playing. We'll probably have to put a little bit of a rush on these.
are you
just to
going to
make
put
sure
a
we
little bit of elevator music in here?
Why do we need a break?
I might need to go for the toilet.
All right. Let's have just a minute break or
Okay.
whatever it may be.
Yeah, it won't be long.
When we're back, let's move on to what we've been playing. Where's the list? Who's got the list? Neil's probably got a huge list as usual. Let's have a
What?
look.
I haven't got that many games.
Yeah, you only got 3 there. All right. Well, look, let's run through what we got. Neil, you might as well start with one.
Okay.
We'll bounce through each of them.
There's 2 of them I've talked about before. Well, for all 3 I've talked about before. But one of them has taken up most of my time. So, I'll talk about that first. I can't really talk about it loads because it's one of those games you need to play. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is what I'm talking about. I don't know how long to beat says on it, how long it's supposed to take. I think I've done 25 hours or something now of head scratching, writing notes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and going back and forth going, is this what I need to do now? Oh, I don't think it is what I need to do now. Where am I supposed to go again? Fucking running around the house Resident Evil style, like, I've got this thing, I know what I need to do, I can't remember where I'm supposed to go to do it. All that kind of shit. But I really think it's a really good game. If you like puzzle games...
You're good. You get your teeth into these puzzle games, don't you? You really
well, there's so
do,
many different types of puzzles. This is the thing with this game. Like, the Talos Principle, for example, puzzle game, good puzzle game, liked it. Well, it's largely about basically pointing a beam of light at things or adjacent things. Yeah,
Right.
There's only so much you can do with that. They do things to make it more interesting the more you play. But this game's got fucking loads of different puzzles in, all like logic and like a lot of visual stuff where you're having to look at things, flip them around in your head, move them around, transform them, like sort of old maths puzzles and stuff, and then put in like an answer or whatever. Or just thinking about, it's like a lot of logic puzzles. Maths. If you did maths at school and you liked maths at school, you don't actually do maths. But it's a lot about that kind of shit, like thinking about transforming shapes, patterns, numbers, translating languages, maybe not really translating languages, but there's just fucking, but usually sounds like a lot, and it has had me scratching my head at times, really like going, I think I know what to do, but for some reason that's not working, and then going, oh, I know what I've done wrong, usually. But there's also, what was I going to say? Like, I was just like to say, I've got a little notebook. It's fucking just like about 8-9 pages full of notes that I've made, which you never have. I like have to write things down here, and you're like I'm reading things on the screen and I'm making keynotes and stuff like that. But this, just fucking loads of stuff to do. Loads of, like I say, loads of different things, which is the way it keeps it interesting. But like they're all related to like writing shit down. or like the
Mm.
thing is, the game keeps
Who would have
notes
thought
for you.
you'd become such a fan of the pen and paper?
Well, there you go. The thing is, the game does keep all of the notes for you. There's a section like where anything that's important is kept by the game in what they call.
Right.
There's like, what do you call it? They have like whatever you're currently. There's like a list. Anything you find that you haven't solved, it immediately puts in like a journal. So you don't forget all of the stuff that you have to do. It's like you find a lock that you can't unlock, or you didn't unlock it the first time you do it. It makes a little note in your like to-do list that you
Right.
need to unlock a door, or you need to whatever find something. Usually, it's a lot of unlocking doors, and putting codes in to unlock doors, and then there's loads of other types of things you're putting codes in and visual puzzles. But there's usually, in a lot of cases, there's a hint. Certainly when it comes to like unlocking some of the doors, there's a clue right near where you need to do it, but there might be something else somewhere completely different that you need to find to unlock the clue that's right nearby. So, like I said, I don't know. I think 20 odd hours I'm in this game. I'm really
Where are
near the
you?
end.
Where are
Really
you?
near
Oh,
the
you
fucking
are.
end.
Oh, you were saying about maybe
Yeah. I was thinking
finishing,
I might
right?
be able to get to the end, but I was running around with like the last half an hour before the show trying to fucking finish it. And I was like, I ain't finishing this. I think I've got one major thing left to do. And I look at that, and I look at it from what I've seen beforehand, and I'm like, I've got to put like 3 passwords in basically to a big supercomputer at the end. And I look at all the stuff I found, and I'm like, fuck knows. I haven't actually gone back and had a look at it properly, but there's still 1 or 2 more things I need to do before I go and do that, I think. But
Right.
yeah,
We may get a finished screen next
I'm
week.
definitely finishing it this week. I might finish it
Definitely.
tonight. Well, it depends on what we do after the show. But
You know what we're doing.
yeah, I know. But I won't be finishing it tonight. But this weekend, that game should be finished. Unless I do something and it unlocks a whole load more shit, which doesn't seem like my journal of things to do. I think it's like 19 pages. I think it might be like 190 sort of jobs that I've had to do throughout the game, but it hasn't added anything new recently.
Okay.
Well, I say that there was one puzzle that led to like 3 or 4 more puzzles. So exactly, I don't really know when I get to that computer whether it's going to unlock a whole load of more stuff. I don't think so. I feel like
Welcome to the main game. Is this door?
Oh, fuck.
The credits. Well, not the intro comes up.
Yeah, the
yeah.
intro starts. yeah.
Congratulations on completing the tutorial.
Yeah, brilliant.
But yeah,
Oh, well, that's good. Okay,
really,
so
like for a fucking 15 quid game or something. Fucking,
yeah, it is on my wish list.
Yeah.
It is on my radar. So
And I know I've said to you offline, there is an extremely cute black Labrador in the game that you get to
okay.
give scooches to under its chin and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, bizarrely, that could be a segue into my 3rd game because I don't know why. And if you're okay, Neil, then I'll just move on to this. I picked up Ace Combat 7. I saw that it was cheap on
What?
the Christmas sale. So
I
it was
saw
like,
that and was like, is that really a game you played? Okay, fair enough.
yeah. Well, originally I'd heard some good things about. There's a part of me that just that fighter pilot, a really good fighter pilot game, right? Really
I
good
used to love
flying
those
game.
on my Commodore 64. I used to play all of those. F-15.
Right,
Yeah,
and
Atari.
sometimes, when you were younger and you got into the arcade, there were sort of like flying games that were really cool as well, and Afterburner, yeah, stuff like that. So there's a part of me that was like, I'd like to play a game like that if it's really good.
This is Sega, is it? I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's Sega.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think it might be Capcom.
Mm.
Anyway, the other thing as well, I don't know, do you ever remember, like it's really well made. So Ace Combat 7, it's basically, I mean, there must be, I've never played any of the other ones, right? So there's a whole bunch of lore behind it or whatever. This one's all based around the fact there's some orphan kid or whatever, her father was a major test pilot.
I think I played a bit of it and I was like, this is fucking absolutely batshit crazy story going
It's all typical Japanese batshit bonkers, right? Because, and it's really cool though, like the whole way it's presented with like the mission briefings and
reminded me a bit of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, exactly. It's got that sort of Japanese feel to it, and plus I'm playing it with the Japanese language. So
Oh.
I'm immersing myself, and I always like that anyway. That's pretty cool. Although that has proven to be a real problem because they're shouting instructions at me while I'm flying, and I have no idea what my missions are when
Have you
I'm
not
flying.
done-
Because suddenly, no, mid flight, I think one of them, the missions was like, you're fighting all these things, and then they suddenly go over the comms. They go, "There's a load of bombers coming. You got to take out the bombers." But because I'm flying and I'm listening to Japanese and I don't know what they're saying, I never knew that's what I had to do, and I
Have you
failed
not
the mission.
done the
like
Clint
three-
Eastwood Firefox thing where you've learned Russian beforehand? You have to think in
No, I
Japanese.
know. You have to think in Russian. You have to think in Japanese. Yeah.
The only Japanese I know, like actual proper Japanese, in video games is Nani. It's like,
Nani?
yeah.
What's that
It's just,
from?
it's just
It's
what.
in Yakuza all the
It's,
time.
yeah. It's just
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
I think
yeah.
it means huh?
right.
yeah.
But it's just going to the tie-in with the dog, because you were mentioning the dog, is also there's a bit. It's that a lot of people picked up on it. So you have these cutscenes, and they're really, really well animated. There's lots of they're really well animated, really cool. And then there's one cutscene at the end of one of the missions where this woman gets off the plane to meet these people, and they're all chatting away on the runway. And then she has a dog with them, but the dog doesn't move. It's just like a picture of the dog just standing there. So like you have all these things that are really well animated, and then this janky dog just sitting there. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's batshit insane. So there's a dog connection there. And I think secretly all I wanted to do was see that dog. Right. So I've made it and I've seen the dog. Although one of the bizarre things as well that happened was I've been playing this and going, sooner or later I'm going to get to see this dog. I'm going to get to see this dog. And the dog came on the screen, and my dog went mental, ran to the television and started jumping up. I said, "Get down!" I'm sitting there getting up, down, and then I pressed the button and I skipped the cutscene and I missed it. And I was like, so I was like scuppered by my own dog. I was fuming.
But don't pay
And,
attention to this pretend dog. Pay attention to me.
Hang on a second. Thank you.
Oof. Package delivered. Live unboxing.
Unbelievable. Not as though I'm doing a podcast or anything. So anyway, so I bought Ace Combat 7 because I really want to get going on the flying. It's hard, but I figured, you know what, if I just
You know
play
what
it.
this is available on?
No, I don't.
PlayStation Plus Extra.
Oh yeah, it was only $12 anyway. I don't want to. No, I'm not interested in any subs. No more subs.
To
Neil.
play Final Fantasy 7 as well, if you
I
want.
don't care. I don't care. I'll buy it. No more subs. That's death by 1,000 cuts. Okay, I can't do it.
How are you going to play Game Pass on your PS5? Huh?
I don't have Game Pass. So anyway, so my figuring, and I was like, so I went into this and I was like, you know what? It's hard. You're not very good at it, but just keep going, and sooner or later you'll get better at it, right? And so every day I go down, I'm like, I'll just do a couple of missions, right? And I go down and I fail or I pass or whatever like that, but I just fly around for half an hour, and I'm actually starting, and I can feel myself, starting to get the feel of it, right? And now it's just,
Do you feel the need?
I'm feeling the need, man.
need
and I
for
tell you what,
speed?
there was like about three, but the first 3 or 4 missions are all like mainly dogfighting, right? With a little bit of ground shooting stuff up on the ground. But the mission they've just given me, which I haven't finished yet, is you literally are just flying in and just blasting the shit out of everything on runways and trucks and like fuel dumps and all that sort of stuff. And there's the terrain you can fly up and over, and and I keep dying, but by God, it's fun, right? I'm in this MiG, and it's like, it's really good. It is really good. So
Tommy?
I'll have, it's an ongoing, this is an ongoing concern. I'll have more reports later. Hopefully,
So,
I think I
Are
may.
you
I
like
think I'm
some
playing.
weird, like, paramilitary faction type thing? Whatever they're called? NPC? What are they called?
No, I don't even. Mate, I have no idea.
Not a nation.
I have no idea. The whole story is about this girl who's in prison. Her dad died. Oh, actually, I think that. No, but that's not who I'm flying with now. All I know is right now, the military got decimated or something like that. They ran out of pilots, so now I'm
But
a
they got you
prisoner.
in.
Now I'm a prisoner out of some prison camp or whatever. Now I'm flying or whatever. I don't know. I don't really understand what's going on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Do you
matter.
get to fly different jets?
Yeah, so you start off with an F-16, and I tried to stick with the F-16 for as long as possible, But then I realized on this mission, I had enough to upgrade to buy a MiG, so I bought the MiG, and the MiG has really good options for a ground weapon. And actually, it's a really cool plane. It flies really nice, actually. So, yeah, there's a whole weapons tree, right?
Wow.
Whole tree with
Whole tree
planes
for
and
each
different.
plane.
Ace Combat's
for
not
planes.
on PS Plus anymore. I'm sure it was because I
Aw.
definitely played it.
There you go.
I definitely
but,
played this on PS Plus, so it's obviously been binned off.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's cool. I'm gonna keep going on with that. I like it. Yeah, it's nice. It's fulfilling that role of the PS5, which I want the PS5 to do, which is just to sit down and play like an arcade game, right? Whenever I want, just sit down. Oh, here I've got a free half an hour before my dinner. Sit down, bang one out.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
I hope not.
Yeah, it's just really cool, really
Then play
good.
some computer games.
The sound is excellent. It really is some of the best
Are you
sound that
playing
I've
this
heard.
on your system, like 5.1?
Yeah, I'm playing it on my system. Actually, I changed my speakers, my surround speakers, so that may have something to do with it. But even before I changed it, there was some really good surround sound coming off the off that game.
This
It's
is
really cool.
technically a PS4 game, I believe.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
I don't think it has a PS5 version.
Yeah,
So.
I think this is the PS5 version.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
bought this digitally?
Yes. Anyway, here he goes. He's going back to
Mm-hmm.
check again.
Well,
Stato.
I'm pretty sure it was just when I looked at it the other day. I'm sure it was a PS4 game, but there we go. I might be.
All right.
I have been wrong to be wrong.
All right.
Occasionally.
Yeah. So you know what? I'll roll into Alan Wake 2 because it's all still. There's a part of Alan Wake 2 I want to talk about Alan Wake 2, but I also want to talk about the PlayStation. So I can do a little bit of a PlayStation 5 review. I feel like I've had good time with the PlayStation 5 in the last couple of months.
I mean, I've been playing quite a bit of my PlayStation, but I haven't talked about the game that I've been playing a lot because of
I'm gonna Alan Wake 2. Before I get on to Alan Wake 2, I'm just gonna here's Fraser's 5-cent nickel tour or whatever of the PlayStation and what I think of the PlayStation 5. Nice bit of kit, really cool games. Fucking noisy again. I'm like sitting there playing stuff, and I'm like, what's that noise? And it's the PlayStation. It's noisy. Has Sony ever made a console that isn't noisy in like the last 10 years?
I don't even know. Have they ever?
Have they?
I feel like the PS1 and PS2 weren't particularly quiet either.
No, so I'm not impressed with that.
But they did have discs spinning in them, so you know.
This doesn't have a disc spinning. This just has a noisy fan. Like, it's just, what is wrong with them? Why can they not sort
given it a dust blast? Have you,
dude? It's hardly been used, right? It's
that's been if you used it more, it'd blow more dust out, and it wouldn't be so noisy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I just find it very strange that something's supposed to sit front and center in front of you. You know, if you're on a headset,
that in a cupboard.
I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway,
I don't honestly notice it.
Well, you're not going to know.
It's literally like I can hear my PC running right now. It's not doing anything really, but I have got noise cancelling headphones. But
well, that's it. On my PC, I play with headphones. This I'm playing. I don't know.
I don't notice it on my PS5, and I'm playing Gran Turismo.
Definitely not as loud as the. It's definitely not as loud as the Xbox. It's not. It's louder than the Xbox.
Well, the Series S was like silent, effectively.
Yeah, it's whisper quiet. So, that is unimpressive. And then I think I really like the controller. That
is the best thing about it, I think.
Yeah, it is good. Not sold so much on the haptics. They're clever.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty clever. But here's another thing that I found when I was playing a game. I was playing a game, and every time I did something, I could hear a little click. I was like, what the fuck is that? Is that coming from the microphone? And then I sort of went through all the settings and turned off the microphone on the controller. It was still there, this click. Every time I did something, there was a little
speaker
click.
That's
in the controller, yeah. The speaker that's in the controller, I switched that off. And every time I moved, I heard this click. I was like, what the fuck is that? If you can't tell, extraneous noises really annoy me, right? And it turned out that every time you did something in the game, it was basically setting up the haptics differently. So it's the little motor that is driving driving the resistance in the triggers is adjusting itself. and it's adjusting itself every time you do this certain move, right? Basically, either pulling, I can't remember what it was, right? But it's like, it's getting itself ready in case you need to. The haptics need to change.
The games with adaptive trigger stuff.
Yeah. And so I could hear it.
I think it's that because obviously it's driving a motor.
Yeah, and so I disabled all that, and then it was gone, right? So now I just have normal flappy triggers, right? Which is but it is sort of lame.
Gran Turismo with the good triggers is good.
I get it. No, I'm just saying, it's one of those things. It's like, you get an insanely cool feature, but there is a price to pay for that, which is like there's a little bit of noise behind it. So I mean, it's nitpicking, but it's just things that I've just
Astrobot fucking absolutely canes your controller.
I can imagine stuff all the time. I cannot believe how often I have to charge it. It's like there's so much stuff going on.
If you turn all the other shit
actually,
off,
but
it should last longer.
Saying that, since I turned the haptics off, it has felt like it's got definitely tons more life.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because I guess it's putting a constant.
It's not got a particularly big battery in there.
No. Yeah. So that's I think it's great. So it's cool. Anyway.
Controller is awesome. Honestly, it feels great.
I'll just go on Alan. Yeah, it is good. I am impressed. It is cool. Okay, so I'll talk about Alan Wake 2, and then I'll get out of here. I'm not gonna talk about Alan Wake 2 for too long. Just I'm aware of the time, but let me just say, 6 hours in, I was really struggling with it.
It's nothing. 6 hours.
The first, I don't think it is. I'm just again doing piecemeal, right? I'm just like, I've got to finish it. My son bought it for me for Christmas. I'm going to finish it. I sit down.
It pays to play for longer sessions. Do fewer sessions, but longer sessions.
Yeah, I try not to do too short. Like I did a session yesterday where I felt like I wasn't making the progress I wanted to make, and then suddenly, as I was in there for longer, you know how you start to suddenly figure out how the game wants you to play it, right? And it's like,
you remember all of the little things.
Yeah, I remember the little things, but you're always like, okay, this is the sort of game I'm in now, right? I gotta go off the beaten path to find the little upgrades, and then I've got to, this is where I need to go find the lights, and that's what it's trying to get me to do. I'm sure it's going to switch it up in a minute, and I'm going to be all over the place with something else. But it's really good. Looks amazing. The sound is phenomenal. I'm thoroughly impressed, and I'm sure that Neil can sit here and say, "I told you so," right? Because he did.
If you didn't like it, I'd be disappointed because I thought it was amazing. But
no, I mean, I could. If I didn't, I think the thing is, I was getting to a point of not really liking it, but now it's one of those weird things, and it's almost related to Paul doing his Year of Shame. Once you're committed to having to do something, sometimes you find the enjoyment beyond where you were, right? And so now that I've been forced into sticking with it, it's opened itself up a little bit more to me, and I'm enjoying a little bit more. First boss was an absolute wanker. That took me
the third section, the third phase was I definitely died. The guy with the cock out.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. He definitely pissed me off for a while. I was like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I keep dying.
Yeah. So, but I got through there. So, I'm not going to stay on Alan Wake 2 because I still got loads more to play of it. So we'll call it there. But yeah, it's excellent so far. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. I can see why Epic kept it to themselves.
Yeah. I feel like they could probably make more money if they just sold it to Steam.
I'm sure at some point.
If they'd make a shitload of money if it was on Steam.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't have been struggling for cash.
Yeah.
I don't think if that had been on Steam.
There's still a massive element to the game. Again, here we go. I'm going to start talking about it again. There's still a massive. You know what? No, let's not. I gotta be.
All right, you got 2 minutes. I'm intrigued now.
There's some of the fanning about with the board, the crime board, and all that stuff. I could do without that, really. But I do get through it fairly quickly. It doesn't.
I think it's just a sort of I guess it's like a reminder for when you go back to it, maybe.
Is it? I think, isn't it more? I haven't found that I've had to go back to it and use it as a resource. I think it's just a narrative, just for driving it forward. But I don't know. Anyway, it's all right. Oh, actually, what I need to do is go do some upgrading. I think. Oh no, that was her. I'm in him now. I don't know.
You're in Alan Wake.
I'm in Alan Wake mode.
Oh, that's when it gets really fucking weird.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really good, and I'll be back with more on that. So yeah, that's me. I did have Hunt Showdown. Not much to talk about there, except for that we've had some good games recently. We've had some shit games as well, but we've had playing a lot of Clash.
Do you want to tell them about our amazing exit last night when you were dead?
I'm glad you reminded me of that one. Absolute classic Hunt. I think we'd had a brilliant game just before that one, and then we were just trying to run out. There was one guy near us.
So we were like playing the Clash game mode. This is the 15-minute game mode.
So this is a new update, isn't it?
This is this is a relatively new thing to Hunt. The Clash thing is like it's a 15-minute game mode in a small portion of the map, and the boss is killed. There's no requirement to kill a boss. There's same number of players, but they all spawn in a very small section of the map versus the normal game. So it's full on aggro.
Hot dropping, right?
It's like PUBG with shit guns.
And yeah, it's great. I mean, it's good. It's like we play normal games, and then if we want to just, what's really good about Clash is you're getting straight into fighting, and so you get more relaxed about fighting, and you improve your fighting skills.
And it doesn't really harm you in terms of, doesn't affect your rating, your multiplayer rating in any other game, in the normal game, does it? So if you do really well in a load of clashes, it doesn't make you suddenly play loads of good people in the main game and just get destroyed.
No. And then I think and it's all trios. So if you go in as a solo or as a duo, it doesn't matter. Like it's fucking mental, basically, most of the time. I mean, we were having that fight yesterday we were having at that corn place or whatever was just nuts. But yeah, we were playing one yesterday, and it was the three of us were just running to get out. There was like literally 15 to 20 seconds. I think I shouted, "There's 20 seconds." I think you were dead, actually.
If you recall, you were dead.
Yeah, no, I was right. No, you were dead.
No.
I'm talking about the one where we were running to the exit, and then Gary shot you, killed you.
Right, it was that one.
Right, and then I came back to revive you, and then we all ran out of time, and all of us died. So,
that wasn't the good one.
That was that was a classic. That was.
No, the classic was when you died, and it was just me and Gary had left.
Yeah, you
and
guys.
I think we'd both been downed, actually, to be fair. And there was us two and one other guy who had the bounty, and we were trying to fucking. He was
wily, wasn't he?
He was a little sneaky bastard. He was obviously he couldn't. I guess he couldn't tell where we were exactly. After a while, because obviously he didn't have his dark side boost proper. But basically, you were like, he's running, and we were like, right, let's go. And then we were on literally like a minute of the game left. So the last minute of the game was him running to the exit, me and Gary chasing him down. He was on the exit, and obviously when you get to the exit, a timer starts of, what is it? How long?
30 seconds.
30 seconds when you hit the sort of area around the exit. So when you get there, this guy's got 30 seconds to survive effectively. And me and Gary are chasing him down. And there's literally like 40 seconds on the clock of the whole game time. So if it gets to 0, the game's over. If you're not in the extraction zone when the clock hits 0, you're dead.
Like when Gary shot you.
Yeah.
We all died.
So we run to this exit. The guy's on the exit already. We're like 10 seconds behind him or whatever. And it's like, get in there. Fraser's is shouting at you in the ear, like, get in there quick, don't let him do this, don't do that. And you're like, I did it like a fucking nutcase. So I can't remember exactly how, but basically, the guy's on the exit.
He's on the exit.
There's a boat there,
10 seconds
and all
left.
the whistles start blowing on the boat when someone else is. There's two teams within the exit, so it's all fucking kicking off. Loads of noise. Gary got killed. Or Gary got shot at, I think. No, got shot at.
No, he only got shot. Yeah, he got shot.
And then I saw the guy was like in this tree, not in a tree, like up a tree, like at the base of a tree, but he was like hiding in a tree. I saw this big puff of smoke where he'd shot Gary. And then I was like, I could just see his feet dancing around. I just took aim, bam, shot him with my rifle or whatever with dum-dum rounds, which makes you bleed. He like died instantly, and then we were like, yeah! I ran over, picked up the bounty, and then literally about a second later, the timer ran out.
You did. You picked up the bounty on the 1 second mark. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
And I
It
was
was
like,
well worth not.
yeah, get in.
Where
That's
was
why
I
we
on
play
that
the
one?
game.
Where did I die on that one?
We died. I don't remember. It was just like you died about 4 times, I think, in that game.
Yeah, I kept
You just
dying.
kept getting down. That was the game that was the first one. It was like I got killed first. That was the guy who headshot me from like 80 odd meters. I was like, what the fuck? And then you got shot from 80 odd meters. That was that game. And then that's how that game ended, I swear.
Oh, that corn. Oh, I thought that was the La Plata map.
No, it was definitely that one where it was all corn.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know where I died. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool, good fun,
It
good
was
times.
mental. That's why we play Hunt Showdown. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll speak offline about something else.
Okay.
Remind me.
All right. Okay. Dave, what you got for us?
I'm continuing to play Satisfactory. I'm on tier 9 now, and it is extremely complicated. And I'm using a variety of different resources to try and make these items that I need. And I still hate the spiders. I haven't enabled arachnophobic mode yet, which turns the spiders into kittens. But I'm very close to it because I realise they actually follow you if you just bug out. Yeah, they actually follow you quite a far away, and it scared the shit out of me the other day. So yeah, Satisfactory. But I've
Are you running
not-
that on your server?
I am running that on my server. Yep. I'm playing my save. I've uploaded my save to my server and just putting it on there. I'm trying to get my daughter into it. I'm not sure if she's really into it or not. But I've befriended a doggo and put it in a pen.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to say to my daughter, like, go on, look after the dog, because the dogs give you resources randomly.
It's the dog show tonight.
It's
like Crofts.
Yeah.
We're not interested in a game unless it's got a dog in it.
It's a lizard doggo, but yeah, it's a dog. But I was trying to say to my daughter, just like make it a pen, like a play pen to be in. So yeah, she has installed it, but I'll see if she actually plays it or not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that. And then a game I've said I've been wanting to play for ages, on my new computer, but I haven't actually had a chance. While Neil's getting the video up, Cyberpunk. I popped that on today. I was like, I'll pop it on. There was a big update today.
Oh, was
It's
there?
been
A
it's
20
still,
gigabyte update.
it was pretty big. It's still being updated very regularly. I haven't actually got the DLC.
Oh, I bought the DLC and everything, but I
Did ya?
still haven't started the game.
No, but the actual game itself is still regularly being updated with lots of options and customization things and updates and stuff. When I jumped in, like all of my upgrade points had been completely reset. I jumped into it, started it, and I was like, why am I really shit? And I was like, oh yeah, actually, like they've reset all of my upgrades.
Oh yeah.
So I am a little bit lost. I've played like a couple of hours today, but I'm starting to get back into it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Are you playing
yeah.
mouse and keyboard?
Mouse and keyboard. Yeah.
What about when you drive a car?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not the car is not great.
I feel
But,
like it might be better if you used a controller for the car.
Maybe. There is upgrades for the car now as well, but I haven't actually put any points into it. But yeah, it runs great on my computer.
It's got multi-frame generation now, I believe, Dave. This is what the update was.
I didn't have that turned on.
Well, I guess you don't because you don't have an NVIDIA card. But,
No. No, I run a benchmark and it was running at I think it was like close to ultra. I don't think it had ray tracing on, but it was running about 80 frames a second. It looked amazing.
The AMD stuff is still lagging with the ray tracing.
Yeah.
I think maybe the next cards might sort that out a bit. Hopefully.
I might play around with that tomorrow. yeah, I might put a little bit of ray tracing on. But yeah,
Because the ray
it was-
tracing's on the consoles, which is AMD based
right.
GPUs. So
Yeah. It's just I ran it and it was like, do you want to try it? I was like, nah, just do it as normal. And yeah, 80 frames. That was right. It was good. It did heat up my room.
80 frames.
Yeah, yeah. It heated up my room quite good.
Nice, yeah.
But the fans weren't going mad or anything, so you know it wasn't like Fraser was saying about the PlayStation. It wasn't audible, but it was warming up my small space.
Yeah, I've definitely. I notice when I'm playing Hunt for any extended period of time, the room is definitely warm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what's the other thing I've been playing? Something else. Oh yeah, Indiana Jones. I've definitely noticed
Okay.
that when that's warm. That's warm when I play that.
Right. But yeah, I looked at my save and I've put 24 hours towards my
Are you
game so
done?
far.
It's not worth starting over again then.
No. I've just got to the point where I don't know if anybody knows the story or not. There's a character that dies, and I'm telling I'm telling the one of the main character's sisters that their brother is involved, and then Keanu Reeves is like, "No, don't tell her." I was like, "No, I'll tell her." And
I know the Keanu Reeves thing. I don't know. It's like I know about what's his name, Johnny Silverhand. Is that his name?
Johnny Silver.
Yeah, I kind of know the deal with him. So
Right. Yeah, I don't really know how far I am. I don't know if I'm close to the end or not. I don't really
20
know.
odd hours doesn't
No.
sound like a long way in.
No.
Like a game made by the people who make Witcher 3.
Yeah. So I just want to get through it now. Like I want to get to the end of the game on that.
Well, we'll still be talking about this in the next 4 weeks if you carry on playing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what is it? You're determined to get to the end of it.
I want to. Yeah. Because
Roll credits.
I want roll credits. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the DLC. Everyone says the DLC is amazing, but I think I just want to get this game done
Off the
and out.
table.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
I play The
yeah,
Witcher
yeah.
3 before I play Cyberpunk?
Have you not played Witcher 3?
Not really. I played for about 4 hours, I think.
I don't know.
Which is nothing. Might as well start again.
I've got it now. I've got it on. I've had it since.
Mate,
it came
everybody's
out.
got it. Everybody's got it on every console and everyone.
It's on
Witcher
with
3 is-
PS5. That's definitely on PS Plus because I can play that on my PS5. I've got it
It's on
on
Game Pass, isn't
GOG.
it?
I've got it on GOG. I don't think it is on
Wow.
Game Pass, but
Costs like about $5 on Steam.
it's always on sale, super cheap. But it's had
Yeah.
all the fucking fancy upgrades put on since I bought it.
No, I enjoyed Witcher 3 for a while. I got a little bit bored of it after about 20 hours in.
20 hours. It's quite a bit.
Or more, I don't even know. I can't remember. Don't hold me to that.
Some
Neil.
people play puzzle games for longer than that.
All right, what else we got?
That's it.
Well, I
Okay.
mentioned Indiana
me.
Jones. I've been playing Indiana Jones a little bit.
All right.
I've made progress. Still like it.
How much Indiana Jones have you played since the last episode?
I don't know.
Okay, then you know.
Maybe 5 hours. Maybe 5 hours.
Oh, 5 hours is a significant amount. Yeah, so you have squeezed in a bit.
I've
then.
had like a couple of good sessions.
All right.
But yeah, the other game that I talked about earlier has definitely taken up a lot of my headspace and a lot of my game time because I'm like, I can't really leave that because if I leave it, I'll have forgotten all of the shit. Whereas Indiana Jones, I can just come back in and go, punch the Nazis every now and again.
Fair enough.
And do the other shit. The puzzles in that don't require me to think about something that happened 10 hours previously, put it that way, in Indiana Jones. They're very immediate puzzles. It's all there, like
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a great game. A great, if you liked Tomb Raider, more Tomb Raider than Uncharted, I would say, which I guess is, the inspiration. Indiana Jones is the inspiration for both of those. And this is a good Tomb Raider game, effectively.
Right.
But yeah, with the actual guy. So yeah, I played a load of that, and I'm I did the fourth area. There's like the first area is the Vatican, then you go to Egypt. After that, there's a small area which I did, and the following area I've done, and then I'm in the next area. No spoilers. And I'm literally right at the very start of that, basically.
All right.
So
You're in an area. Okay.
I am in
brilliant.
an area. And oh yeah, I played a load of Astrobot with Astrobot, more Astrobot with more new stuff to do. What was I doing? I can't even remember now. It's been a while.
Were you
Been a few
were
days.
you in an area than that as
I
well?
was definitely in an area. I'm not. I reckon I'm quite near the end of Astrobot. To be fair, I've got like
Oh yeah.
I've got quite a lot of the bots. Now I can't remember the exact number. I feel like I've got.
You're supposed to collect them or something.
You collect bots, and there's 300 in total. I think I've definitely got more than half of the bots. I don't know if I've got 2/3. I can't remember. I'm quite close to 2/3, if thereabouts. Which would be 200, obviously.
Right.
So I'm there or thereabouts with that. I think I haven't got to 200 because when you get to 200, I think you can do a load of other stuff. And I nearly got. There's you find like jigsaw puzzle pieces in the game. Once you've got every 16 you find, you unlock something on the hub world. And I've nearly got the third thing unlocked, which is I can't remember what it is, but you get a camera at the end of it, which means you can go back through all of the levels you've already played, and at certain points of the levels, they're like a little pit where you can stick your face in and take a picture.
Oh yeah.
Which you get an achievement for. Or what do you call it? A trophy. The first time you do it. I don't know if you have to do it 100 times to get another trophy, because that would be shit. But there we go. Yeah, so I've progressed a bit for sure, and I still enjoy it when I play it. But
Pick up and play.
yeah, I don't forget how to play the game. You know, it's not complicated enough for me to go, how the fuck do I do that
It
again?
can't be though, can it?
No.
Right? I mean, it's not the sort of game that is going to be complicated. Everyone should be able to pick up Astrobot and get going on it.
Yeah. So I still like it. Wasn't in my top 5 last year, you know, but I hadn't finished it.
Right.
But Indiana Jones was in my top 5 last year, and I hadn't finished that.
What should everybody do about Indiana Jones, Neil?
If you have Game Pass for certain, you should definitely check it out.
That could be our first check it out for 2025.
Was it? I don't know. It can't be, surely.
Maybe.
What do you mean? It made a whole month.
Yeah. All right,
It's
good.
nearly
Well,
fucking
that's
February.
Yeah, I know. Where's the time gone? All right, that's games. That's a wrap, Hendrix. Everybody good with that then? Should we call that a show?
Yeah. Why not?
All right. Anyone in the chats?
Just
Neil
wondering.
and Paul. Sorry, not Neil and Paul.
Matt, Sumu, and Paul.
Arnie and Paul. And Sumu?
Sumu, yeah. He popped in early on.
Shout out to
Probably gone to bed
Sumu.
now.
He had Mike Redmond visit him last week.
Yeah.
He flew over and went to watch The Forest, the Mighty
Watched a
Forest.
good game. It's a good game.
Bizarrely, he did get a.
He got value
I
for
mean,
money.
there was a part of me was just like, and I said this to Gary last night. I said if he had gone all that way to watch Nottingham Southampton and Southampton had pulled out a shock win for once, that would have just had me dying. But actually, I mean, it was a 3-2 to the nail biter to the end for Forest, wasn't it? A little bit.
It was decent.
Yeah, good. Good. Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening and tuning in, and the usual, everyone. Dave, where are we with the outro these days?
I'm still
Dave,
doing it.
No. I know you're still doing it. Is it shortened? I can't remember.
No,
It's a little bit simpler, isn't it?
I've got a.
Reading between the
I've got a
lines there is
template.
Fraser saying, "Can you get it a bit shorter?"
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Seal Podcast. Contact us either on our Discord or on our on our website, sealpodcast.com.
Is that our website? I can't even. Do we have a website?
Seal Podcast. Shut up. Stop confusing people. Sealpodcast.com for all your Seal Podcast needs.
Yes.
Seal Podcast, all one word. You'll find us all over the place.
Yes, that is the key to find us. Seal Podcast.
Are we doing
no
Blue
space.
Sky these days?
No spaces.
How's
Yeah,
our
one Blue
buddy, the real Seal
I haven't
Podcast?
bothered
How's he
looking at it.
doing?
He's not the real Seal, is he? We're the real
No.
Seal. Maybe that should be our new name, The Real Seal.
The re-
The Real Seal Podcast. The
All
Real
right,
Seal
good
Deal.
stuff.
the real seal deal.
The real deal.
Seal.
Okay. All right. And on that quality entertainment, let's call that a show.
us
Thank
laugh
you, everyone.
anyway.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's why we do it. Thanks, everyone. Yep, that was a good show. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Until next week, we'll catch you later.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.